Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And today we're going to be taking a look at Fairy Tail Volume 47 from Hiro Mashima, which is the continuation of the Tartaros arc. And again, man, this series just, oh my god, it's so awesome, I love it. But in the last volume, we had so many emotional moments between Silver and Gray, where we learned the truth about them, which we were given various hints throughout this entire arc with the introduction of Silver, but we got confirmation in the last volume that yes, Silver is Gray's father, and he actually wasn't a demon at all. He was a reanimated corpse being controlled by Keys, the necromancer, and, at a certain point, Silver had gained self-awareness and sought revenge, because he thought that Deliora, who was the demon of the Book of Zereth, had killed his wife and his son, and then found out that Gray was alive during the Grand Magic Games and wanted to meet him again so that he could give him his power, the Ice Demon Slayer magic, to his son for him to seek retribution. And just so many great moments. We also saw the reintroduction of Sting and Rogue, where they appeared and are fighting Mard Gear right now. And Minerva has turned over a new leaf and is a good guy now, seeing the error in her ways. I feel like that kind of was rushed, but it is what it is. So she's a good guy now, and she's with Urza, and they're trying to stop the face bombs because there's like 3,000 other face bombs, which are going to detonate within an hour. So all sorts of crazy stuff. Now, I'd mentioned how the earlier volumes, they have one main character on the cover, and it's their story. Like, we had Wendy, we had Lucy. Last volume, we had Juvia and Gray. And this volume, we have quite a few characters, but I would say it more so focuses on Gajil and Levy's story. But yeah, Urza is obviously important, and same with Natsu, especially for a revelation probably about halfway through this volume. But I feel like Gaji will probably take center stage in this one just because of his battle, and you'll see. So let's get right to this and some incredible stuff. So here you go. Here's one of the other Fairy Tail ships, which pretty much is canon at this point. So here you go. Part 5, The Ultimate Pain. Look at this, man. We're reaching 400 chapters of this volume. Absolutely incredible. So it ended with Juvia defeating Keys, but what happened was, she was absorbed by Keys and defeated him from the inside, but because he's a necromancer, and he's probably dead too, he's a fucking demon, his whole body was filled with devil particles, so because of that, she's consumed these devil particles. You see, starting to spit out blood. It's like the devil particle fluid or whatever, and that had happened early in the volume when Tempester blew himself up in front of Loxus, and we haven't seen Loxus since. He's still recovering from his injury, so, they say right here that she's got the devil particles infected and she'll be dead before you know it. So, not looking good, man. Not looking good. So it cuts over here to Sting and Rogue continuing their battle against Mard Gear, which again, it's 2 versus 1, and this fucker is only using one hand because he's holding the stupid book. But he says, "You are the first humans to last this long against Mard Gear. It makes my heart pound ever so slightly." Because he's gone on his rants about how he despises humans because he's a demon. Yet he has a human form, so what the hell? So anyway, I mentioned too, just even earlier in this video, that Minerva, she sort of became a good guy kind of quick. We had that one, I think it was 2 pages, where it had her backstory with what happened with her father, how he left her in the woods and said, you're going to cry your last tear, you're never coming back home. And then Frosh and Lecter start saying, "Oh, she's great in the kitchen," and then it cuts to her with like her blushing face and an apron cooking some meals for everybody. It's like we never saw that. She's always been like a ruthless evil witch, But now she's a princess who cooks. But hey, it's fine. But anyway, so we got Natsu and Gajil versus Tempester and Turafuzar. And what happens is, they're the demons, and they say that they're also Aetherius, and they transform into their ultimate forms here. But just as they're doing that, Natsu and Gajil, "Then I'm going to do the same. Let's get serious." And they transform into their Reian Ryu form and the Tetsu Ryu form, which is the Thunder Fire Dragon and the Iron Shadow Dragon. Which Natsu didn't really change much, but Gajil almost looks like a villain. Like, his eyes go completely white and, and then these guys. We actually saw Tempester. He had this form when he fought Loxus. But this guy, he turns into like a fucking fish monster. Turafuzar. I love their names. So these two idiots are bickering with each other. I'll beat him first. No, I'll beat him first. I'm stronger. I'm stronger. So they're going right at it. And, you know, doing pretty well, actually. But in the midst of their fight, and we get this comment from Terapazar, are they demons too? Because they're so fucking powerful. But in the midst of this, they punch each other. I mean, what the hell? And then look at Lucy's face. I don't get it. I don't get it either, man. So they knock each other out for a minute. And Terapazar, using his ability, come join me in the watery depths of hell. Tenchi Kamai! Which says that, what's that say? I can't even say. I gotta zoom in a little. Deaths of hell's darkness. Holy shit, dude. And he summons all these dark waters. And it's affecting not just Natsu and Gajeel, but everyone else. You see Levi, and they all get sucked in. And he reveals that the water is imbued with devil particles. You know, obviously you can't breathe underwater, but also breathing in devil particles, you'll end up like Loxus and Juvia, am I right? So they're not looking too good. And I mean, Juvia and Lucy were already barely injured, so they're drowning there. So what Gajeel does is he like sews his mouth shut with iron, which I kind of like that. But I guess naturally Natsu wouldn't do too well in the water either. So cool battle here underwater. I don't think we've seen anything like this in the book quite yet. And I just love, like, the demons look so cool, man. I love his new form. Just incredible. Because we've seen, I think, Sayla, she had a different form where she grew, like, bigger horns. Jackal actually turned into a jackal. So we've seen different forms of these characters. So Gajeel's getting his ass kicked in here. And he's looking over here. He sees, you know, Lucy and Juvia just floating there. I can't breathe. What's going on? Everything's gone black. Does this mean I'm going to die? I can't die. And Levi shows up and kisses him, effectively giving him more air. And because his eyes are like, air. I got air. Levi, how'd you get in here? And then she's like floating in there. Out of my way. And he just grabs Levi and smacks this asshole. So look at that. And I guess, you know, it'd be kind of random if Levi just appeared, but you did get that little panel of her. She's like, oh, where's this water coming from? So I guess, you know, the water swept her here. It kind of makes sense, but, you know, it is kind of random with, oh, Levi disappeared, but I love it, man. It's a cute little scene. So he's like, are you all right, Levi? I need some more air. Do it again. And she's thinking, do it again? You want me to kiss you again, Gajeel? But she uses solid script magic where she, like, basically writes the magic and it appears, whatever type of, you know, fire, lightning, air, water, etc. And she's like, come on, give me some air. And she starts blushing because she's like, oh, I wouldn't mind kissing you again. Solid script, air. So she gives him some air. It's actually like an air bubble. So they go in there breathing away. All right, Levi, thanks. You got to help the others now. So just by getting a nice gulp of fresh air, Gajeel's rejuvenated. Look at this, the Iron Dragon Fist. But, you know, this Terapazar says, my body is made of steel, and steel is better than iron. Ho, ho, ho. Because as he punches him, you see, you know, Gajeel's made of fucking iron, so his arm's starting to crack. So, not looking good, man. Not looking good. And then we get a nice flashback right here, which Masha mentions this in the afterword of this book, how he wanted to do this flashback earlier in the series. It fits well here, but I think it might have been better if it was earlier in the series to learn more of Gajeel's backstory. But if you remember, he was a villain early on with Phantom Lord, and he was brought to the Magic Council for, you know, all his treacherous actions. I mean, he beat the shit out of Lucy early on in the series when they captured her. And this woman right here, Elder Belmel, is saying, you know, you need to get out of Phantom Lord and do something better, become a better citizen. Why don't you? And Gajeel, I ain't gonna do that, old lady. Screw you. We're going to war with Fairy Tail. And when they were tasked to look after the other council members at the beginning of this arc, you know, Tartarus was killing all the former council members. Gajeel and Levi, along with Pantalily, went to Elder Belno and found that she was dead. And Gajeel, a really sad moment here where Gajeel said, you know, I wanted to eventually see her again and thank her because she encouraged me to do better with myself and actually join Fairy Tail. But I never got the chance. I never got the chance to even save her. So really great moment here. We get some compassion with Gajil and feel bad for him. So with that rage, also fighting for his friends, I gotta show that old hag. That's referred to her as the old hag. But he's using that memory to beat the shit out of this Tarafazar right here. And then with all this, you know, because the iron is getting mixed with the water, is this true like in chemistry? He's obtaining the power of steel. So, you know, he's becoming even more OP. And with that, you know, I guess he's a steel dragon slayer now. You see, like, he's got steel abs and steel arm and everything. He's able to keep pounding away at Tarafazar until he breaks him. And you get this Kuriken, which says, the steel dragon's sword. And he defeats Tarafazar. And by defeating Tarafazar, his water evaporates. That's the right word. And everyone else is ready to fight. And just look at him. Just mouth wide open, completely destroyed. All right, Salamander, yell me a song. Because they had a little bet, like, who's going to beat the other demon first? Is it going to be Gajil or Natsu? Well, Gajil won. And then you got Tempester, like, he is pretty strong. So he got his ass kicked there. But everyone is down for the count here. I mean, Tarafazar, I guess he's dead. Natsu's not doing well. Lucy, Levy, Gajil's huffing and puffing. Oh, this ain't good. No one's left to fight. But Tempester, he hasn't done anything. So he's right behind Gajil. And then, fucking Gray, out of nowhere. Look at this. He's got an ice bow and arrow. And he starts firing away at Tempester. What are you doing here, Gray? This is the guy who did Loxus in. We need his blood to get medicine to save Loxus and the others. And Gray, with his new power, the ice demon magic, he's charging right in there. You gotta be kidding me. Long sword of Ice Demon Zero. Look at this, man. Holy fucking shit, I love it. So he one-shots Tempester. And then Gray leaves, I'll be the one to personally take Tartarus down. So, you know, this was part of the story. Juvia killed Keys, and they had mentioned that Keys, the necromancer, was keeping the dead chairman alive to activate Face. And Urza and the gang make their way there, and they're like, how the fuck is he still alive? He's still moving on his own? But Sayla is still alive now, too, and I guess she has the ability to use that magic, too. But I thought, forgive me, because, you know, I've been reading a lot of this, but I thought Mira Jane defeated Sayla, but, you know, she's still around, I suppose. And then you also have Kyoka here, who has her new demon form where, you know, she's got even more cleavage showing. So, here's the two of them, and ready to take him down. And yeah, not Kyoka, Sayla, this one right here at the horns, she was the one who was controlling Elfman. So she has like this ability to control others. I think they called it the macro curse, and she's using it right now to choke all of them. So, out of nowhere, the Mira Jane shows up, and she's fighting Sayla again. And, you know, Happy's cheering him on, and just some crazy stuff. So with that, Urzah faces off against Kyoka. And the two of them go at it. Everyone's down for the count, though. I mean, Mira came in, knocked Sayla down. The chairman, he's dead. We have the cats, they can't do anything. I guess Minerva's pretty badly injured as well. So the two of them are going at it. I love Urza doing all her different her new re-equipping, changing into different armors. Just some great stuff. So, this sort of gives you context as to how Mira Jane appeared. She's like, I gotta go help the others. Elfman and my sister can handle this. And Lummy, which I think it was Jackal killed Lummy. You know, he killed his own comrade. But there's like 1 million of them now that have spawned. And is this her laugh? I guess that's her laugh. And she's here because they just keep appearing. And Elfman's like, I'm a real man. I'll kill you all. Ha ha ha. So it cuts over here again to Wendy and Doranbolt, who are teleporting, and they gotta make some pit stops here and there. Which, you know, Wendy and Carla flew to this location, but Doranbolt's, you know, running out of magic of all his teleportation. And just as all this is going on, for some odd reason, Wendy collapses here. What's going on, Wendy? And her heart's beating. You see, ba-dum, ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. So they're back at camp here. you got Juvia, Lucy, Gagio, Levi. They're all awake now. And then Natsu is talking to Gagio. Can you hear it, Gagio? That voice? And they hear like a screeching. And everyone stops their fight. And even Margir, how unexpected. I cannot say I planned for this turn of events. And you see the horror in everyone's eyes and this screeching, this horrid sound. Was he drawn here by the powerful magic being used? Or perhaps he seeks Zareth himself? That voice, I'd know it anywhere. It's Acnologia! And the fucking black dragon of the apocalypse. Acnologia has entered the battle. My goodness. So then it cuts over here to Igneal saying, the time has come. And look at the chapter 400. Look at that. So Acnologia is here, just rampaging, blowing everything up like a complete madman. You see Kana like, how are we going to stop Acnologia? We couldn't do it. This is horrible. What's going on? And Wendy collapsed, her heart's beating. And then it shows like Natsu, his heart's beating. Gagio, all the Dragon Slayers for some reason start collapsing and their heart starts beating like crazy. What does this mean? Not even Margir can predict what will happen. And Acnologia has just made it here, ravaging. And Margir says, I see, his target is E&D. Perhaps he is afraid. Has he come to destroy E&D now before the regeneration can take place? Fascinating. And then Natsu hears a voice. Natsu, it seems the time has come. Igneal, I trust that you will defeat E&D. I will find some way to stop Acnologia. And fucking Igneal comes out of Natsu's chest here. I've been within you this whole time. Holy crap, dude. Here he is. It's Igneal. So Igneal is charging in there to fight Acnologia. And, he tells Natsu, you got to go stop E&D. And Margir has the book of E&D, so stop Margir. Dad! He starts crying. Oh, such a tragic moment. Because that's how the whole series started. It's like Natsu wants to be reunited with his father, Igneal. But Igneal was inside him all along. That's Igneal, Dad! And after that, all their hearts stopped beating. They're going like crazy, but they all back to normal now. And, Margir says, the wings of darkness, Acnologia, the king of the fire dragons, Igneal. I, Margir, will not allow you to interfere with my plans. In fact, you have inspired me to improve upon them, and it is you, forgotten breed, that will be destroyed by this day. So Natsu, being all confused by the situation, just jumps up there and come on, Igneal, you gotta talk to me. And Igneal's like, no, I'm fighting this beast. I can't talk to you right now. And just look at this, man. Look incredible. I'm all fired up, Natsu. So that's where Natsu learned that classic saying. So Igneal tells Natsu, you work for that guild, so I have a request. You will find the book of E&D for me. Steal it and bring it to me. And then I'll tell you everything you want to know. It's a deal. Go, Natsu. And he throws him down there. Throws him right at Margir. Let's do this. I'm all fired up. So now Natsu is going to face Margir. And remember, Sting and Rogue are both right there as well. So you got 3 Dragon Slayers versus this asshole. You're going down. But again, he's only using his one hand here. You see how powerful he is. And you see, sort of mimicking his father right here. Like, look, he's doing the Fire Dragon Punch, Fire Dragon Iron Fist. That's what they call it. Both at the same time. It's like, oh my god, look at this. So awesome. Taking after his father. And he gets a hit on. Both of them get a hit on. He gets a hit. There's like spit coming to Acnologia's mouth. He gets a hit on Margir. Fuck yeah. So, Margir starts talking to Kyoka telepathically. And says, you gotta detonate those face bombs earlier now. He's a little startled by that, because he was actually inflicted pain by Natsu. So he's like, all right, bitch, go in there and detonate those face bombs. Because, yeah, she's the only one left. It's just him and Kyoka. So go in there and link yourself to face and sacrifice yourself so that face can detonate. And Master END will be revived. Our victory will be complete. But Kyoka's thinking about this, saying, well, I'll perish, won't I? Yes, and do you fear death? For Zeref's sake. So Kyoka's like, fuck, I guess I'll kill myself now. for Zeref's sake. So she's transformed again to her Aetherius form. Goddess of the slave planet Kyoka. So if one attack destroys Urza's sword... God, she's pretty hot, though. And the two of them are going at it, and, Urza keeps transforming into all different forms there. That's the Purgatory armor, the Heaven's Wheel armor. And with her magic, remember when she was torturing Urza? She, I call it magic, they're curses, sorry. She was torturing Urza, she can alter the pain sensors in them. And that's exactly what she's doing here. And just... terrible, torturing her yet again. So it starts stomping on her, stomps all her armor right off. And gets rid of her. I'm going to rob you of your sights. Then your sense of touch. Then your taste. Then your smell. Your hearing. These are the last words you'll ever hear. Ha 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 ha. And, Minerva can't do anything. And none of these guys can do anything. We know that. But still, despite being robbed of all her senses, Urza's still willing to fight. And she stands up and is able to just fucking punch her. I fear nothing! You want to talk about the ultimate pain? That would be the agony of losing the light of friendship. This cannot be. How? She should be blind. Now there is the Urza I know. To be continued. So we got our power of friendship stuff. I don't care. I still love this series, man. Just incredible. And, particularly love the battle with, Gajiel against Tarafazar and his whole backstory. And Gray swooping in there. Longsword of Ice Demon Zero. And just the revelation of Igneal showing up. Just some great stuff, man. Absolutely terrific. So, there you go. And there's Chibi Lucy. So here's the preview for the next one. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon.